sick and tired of making pollen patties that just hardens and becomes a breeding ground for hive beetles. After many YouTube videos and making a lot of pollen patties, I believe that I have come up with the holy grail of pollen patties. This is not it. We're going to be making it now. If this is the first time you are seeing our videos, hi, welcome to our channel. My name is Marnie. I am a beekeeper in South Africa, the home of the African honeybee. This channel is dedicated to sharing my journey as a beekeeper, how to build a successful bee business, and all the amazing things that you get to do with honey. That is food, that is recipes. I show you all the amazing things that honey can do for you in your kitchen. But today, we are not going to be doing anything with honey. We're going to be doing things with pollen. So what we are cooking today is for bees, not for us. You can eat it, but I don't think you're going to enjoy it. Challenge in getting my bees to eat the pollen patties. One of two things kept happening. Either it hardened like this, it became hard, they didn't want anything. I mean, you can literally knock someone out with this, or they just turned into a breeding ground for hive beetles. And if you have been a beekeeper for a while, you would know that hive beetles is our number one biggest enemy. They literally destroy comb, they eat up all the honey, they chase your bees out, and they're an awful pest. So you don't want to give hive beetles a footing in your hive, and they love pollen patties. So you need to make sure that when you have pollen patties, the bees want to eat them, they eat them up quickly, and the hive beetles don't get a chance to do it. That was the challenge. On top of that, I also make a lot of queen bees. And to raise really good queen bees, you need some really good pollen. And if you don't have a strong pollen flow and you still need to make queens, you need to ensure that the hive has enough pollen in it. And that is where pollen patties come in. So it is an essential source of protein for the bees to raise some really good queens. And if you do not have enough pollen in the hive, you can actually end up raising really bad queens that don't do as well, which can influence your honey crop. It can overall just actually, you can lose all of your bees by not having a good queen. So that is why pollen patties are essential in beekeeping. Well, that's my opinion. I needed something that was both budget friendly, because the reality is, if the bees don't eat it, and it dries out, then I have just thrown money into the garbage, which is sad, especially when you are a beginner beekeeper and you're trying to build your apiary. You need to turn around every single cent that you have, and every single cent that you reinvest into your business needs to go to a productive source. I believe that I have the best recipe, and I believe it can really help you to expand your apiary and help you to raise some really, really strong bee colonies. Okay, so this recipe only takes 5 ingredients. I will recommend that you use a mixer for this, but if you want to go at it with your hand, you can go for it. You're going to get a really good exercise session out of it. So my suggestion would be to use a mixer. I have a really good industrial mixer that I use. So let's jump away and make some pollen patches. Now we have finished mixing the pollen patties. I just need a cup of coffee. Let us take this off, and then I will show you guys the consistency of the patty. It might seem a little bit too loose, but this I have found to be one of the better patties. And the reason for that is the fact that it is all gooey and runny. The big question when I saw this recipe the first time was, how the heck am I going to get it into my beehives? Because this is like runny. I can't put this on top of the frame. So what I then did is I got a hold of these little plastic bags, and I would literally fill them up on my scale, and I would put 500 grams pollen patty mixture I would put into the bag, and I measure every single pollen patty because I am pretty specific on how much I feed all of my hives. I'm very pedantic when it comes to my bees, knowing exactly how much they need, how much they eat, and all of this gets recorded on their sheets. You can either use the bag, or you can use some greaseproof paper. It's entirely up to you. I just find the bag works better. I normally make my pollen patties about either between 350 or 500 grams, depending on that. But normally I will start them off with the 500 grams. It depends on how big the hive is as well. If you've got a 10 frame or a 20 frame hive, 500 grams is perfectly fine. If you've got a smaller hive, maybe just take it down to 250. The reason why I do it that way is I like to monitor how much pollen patties my bees are consuming. So let's fill up some pollen patties. Now, as you guys can see, this is incredibly runny. It is a bit of a dirty work. So my suggestion to you would be is get yourself a nice scoop like this, or if you've got a deep enough spoon. These patties are fairly sloppy. All right, guys, so that is how we make our pollen patties. For you guys that have not checked out our previous video where I took out a set of bees from an old abandoned tank, here is the link in the top. You can click on it. I will also link it in the description if you want to go back to see that. I want to update you on what is happening with the fuel tank bees, because I got a lot of questions. Have you taken them out? Are we going to see where the bees are? What does the colony look like? So for the past 2 weeks, we have had very, very cold weather here in South Africa. We are still a bit in our winter season. Still got about another 4 weeks of winter left. So it was really, really cold. And every single day that I wanted to take the ladies out, it was really, really cold. Now, for you guys that don't know, anything under 20 degrees Celsius is dangerous for bees, especially not for the bees themselves, but for the babies. You know, it can affect them and that it can kill them very quickly. And an extraction like that normally takes a while. But I'm going to give you guys an update and show you guys where the bees are in my medical yard and show you how big that hive really is. That is the hive. It is fairly large, so I will wait for these ladies. They are absolutely fine inside there. They've got enough honey, they've got enough stores. The queen is fine inside there, so if I wait another couple of days, maybe another week or 2 weeks, they should be fine. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on this hive. But don't worry, I am going to do an entire video of how I relocate these ladies, so you guys get to see exactly how I do that. But other than that, this is a beautiful hive. You guys can see there's a lot of bees inside there. I'm excited to open up this hive, and they're not really that aggressive. Alright guys, so that was the update on the gas tank bees. Thank you so much for joining me today here on my beekeeping vlog. It was absolutely awesome having you guys here. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. This is a beekeeping vlog. I'm showing you guys everything that I'm doing because I want to inspire you guys to get into beekeeping. It's lots of fun. I really, really enjoy it, and it was a blast. We got our pollen patties done and we are ready for our spring. So thank you so much for joining me here today. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps a small channel like mine to give it a thumbs up. If you do enjoy beekeeping content, wanting to learn more about bees and just basically everything to do with bees, then please hit that subscribe button. Join us here at our farm and see all of the amazing adventures that we get up to here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys, and as always, have